Welcome out to another tactical fly fisher, just a fun vlog on the water today. We're here on a river that I've been fishing, well, since about 2008, I think was the first time I fished here. And it's a really unique place. It's mostly spring water, but and that makes it so that it's a good winter fishery. So even though it's cold outside, it was another one of those winter crazy trips that I like to do where I just get bored and want to do something different. And we got here and it was 14 degrees this time, so much warmer than in the last vlog. Yes,
balmy.
Warmer than the last one.
Yes.
But doesn't feel too bad, and the water's nice and warm from all the spring water. So we're hopefully going to get out here and have a fun time today. Connor, what do you think of this river so far?
Very unique, super bedrocky, and obviously really productive. You can see the limestone coming through and lots of weeds, lots of growth. So hopefully with a lot of food, we'll have some nice plump trout to deal with as well.
Yes, plump trout.
Yeah.
Alex is already back there behind us. And apparently from the last video we did with Alex, that was like the most views we've gotten in a video. So either you really like Alex or you like us making fun of him.
I like Alex.
Yes, I like Alex too. So
and making fun
maybe some more people will watch this one today since he's included.
Perhaps the dashing good looks?
Yes.
Yes. Well, let's get after it.
All right, let's go catch some fish.
Yeah.
All right, so we were gonna walk upriver a ways here, but we came to this slower piece of water here, and there's been several heads coming up on it. They're not terribly large fish, but there's, I don't know, 3-4 risers. So I'm gonna throw a little midge dry here and see what happens. It's a little bit of a tough spot because they're in a slow piece of water with a fast drop right below. So I've got to throw a bit of a pile cast to throw some slack in there so I can get a long enough drift. And kind of do a little roll mend upstream as well to get, oh, there we go. It was even dragging. And no wonder, it's a cutthroat. Of course it would take the dry fly, it's a cutthroat. But gorgeous little Bonneville cutthroat. Not a large fish by any means, but hey, it took a dry fly, I'll take that.
They're eating pretty regular, but not ridiculously regular. Saw one at the top there. Ah, drag, drag, drag. Ah, to the left of him. Yeah, just a little outside. And all the drag in the universe, really. There we go. That should work. Oh, he missed it. Fiddlesticks.
Oh, there he just ate a pizza right to the
Ah.
Oh, there you go.
Yo! I use my handy invisible net here to catch this fish. Hang on. That is. What's the Boy Scout motto, Alex? Bring your net, is what the boys. Come on, dude.
All right, so Connor and I have caught a couple fish on dries, and Alex is still kind of new to the fly fishing game here. So there's been a few fish down below that have been kind of midging under the surface eating pupa, so we threw him out there with a nymph, and we'll see what he can do. Alex, get a smidge closer. Yep, and shorten it up. And try and reach your rod out, but keep the rod tip lower with the wind, because the wind is enough that it's blowing it downstream. Okay, don't let that line slip on the back cast. You're losing all your energy, and you got crud on your flies now because it landed on that moss shelf.
Clean them off.
Yeah, clean it off. Go the other way. So you got to strip in more down to your cider. Yep, and then the motion needs to go clockwise here, Alex. Yep.
You still have that same thread Frenchie on? Or?
Yeah, we probably need to lighten it up, I think. Okay, you're good. There you go.
Hey,
Alex
man.
is on. There you go.
Hey, Alex. Yeah.
You did it. It's not a giant, but it's a fish. Another cutthroat. Yeah, sweet.
Bite its head off.
The precious.
Ozzy Osbourne or Gollum stuff.
All right. All of us have now caught a fish out of this little pocket here. And we're gonna see if I can get one more on a dry and maybe Connor one more on a dry, and then we'll move upstream to where there's hopefully some bigger fish. And oh, I just had a fish. There we go. He came up and looked at that fly twice, then came back and finally put it in his mouth, but he was headed towards me and I missed him. That was a really small fish though, so that's okay. All right, one thing I'm gonna do here, my leader isn't mending very well, so I'm gonna take and grease it up with some Payette paste because it's sinking below the surface and making it hard for me to adjust things and avoid drag. All right, where's another head? There you are. There. Oh! I missed him. I missed him. There's another one downstream here. There's quite a few of them starting to rise here. Oh, and there we go. Cast a little upstream half roll cast mend to stack some slack, and another cutthroat. I'll take it. Okay, Connor, you're up.
That's a surprisingly diverse set of currents.
Yeah, it's tricky water out there, actually.
It swirls. You listen to the audio of this, and I'm trying to say, like, dude, you got to make that mend like pretty much 2 seconds, or it's kind of gone. You got to make it quick. There we go. That should work. Oh, he missed it. Parental guidance suggested.
All right, we've taken a bit of a walk upstream into a deeper part of the canyon, and as has been my experience with this place, a lot of times, like many other places, if you get further away from the access, you tend to have, if not better fishing or bigger fish, at least one of the two, and they tend to be a little bit bigger as you get away. Oop, I just got whacked right there. Bigger fish as you get away from the parking lot here if you put some footsteps in, but unlike downstream, there haven't been any fish rising in this pool. So I've gone to a nymph here, and I'm gonna single nymph to begin with. I already hooked in the last one. Well, there's another one. So I'm fishing a single nymph to begin with, just kind of covering the slower and shallower water over here on near the bank, and then I'll put on a double nymph, or at least go to a heavier nymph out for the center. And this is another pretty cutthroat. Getting a lot more cutthroats today than I have in the past. Usually you get a pretty good mix of rainbows and cutthroats. See you later, Cuddy. And I've got a blowtorch on right now. Just a single one with a 3mm inverting tungsten bead. And it hasn't really been quite enough weight for a lot of this water in here that's heavier or deeper, but that's why I'm hitting this water over here on the side first, and then I'll switch up and go heavier and hit that center. And actually there's a bit of a calm spot in the dead center that would probably be good for about this much weight, so we'll give that a shot. Whoa, and I just missed a fish. There we go. Another, oh, this one is a rainbow. Not a big one, but a rainbow nonetheless. And I put him in the net right away, so he hasn't had time to get his energy out yet, and so of course he wants to do it in the net. I can actually see several more fish, oh, including that one, over here on this soft left side. And of course the one that I hooked to begin with in here was the biggest one that I've hooked all day, and then I lost it. Haven't lost any of the small fish, naturally. So all 3 fish so far have just eaten this blowtorch. I'll give that a continued go here for a bit and switch out once they get tired of it, or once I need a little more weight. And this river's kind of interesting in that it's all bedrock for the most part, just boulders and bedrock. So instead of typical depressions that you might find in a river that's mainly cobble or gravel based, you got to search out the depressions in the bedrock, and sometimes they're hard to spot, but you have to look for those color changes, and the surface of the water doesn't tell the whole story. It could be, it looks like it's slow or fast on the top, but it can be drastically different and a different depth than you expected below. So I definitely don't have enough weight to fish the main flow there. I've only gotten fish with this single blowtorch here and the soft stuff on the side. This one's a little better cutthroat. There we go. Oh, pretty. Very pretty. Where you're at is good, but you actually probably need to take a different angle on it. So back up a bit and put your butt up against these boulders over here. And then fish further upstream to begin with, not very far across. And then you can switch and go out. Yeah, so cast almost directly upstream for a bit. See if you can keep a little more vertical angle on it. So just instead of moving the rod to the side, let the flies come to you. There you go.
Yeah, dude.
Fish on. What you got, a cutthroat or a rainbow? Sweet. Cutty. All right. Alex just caught another fish. So it's my turn. And there's a fast tongue of current or fast gut of current coming down the center. There's a fish. I'm just making casts to the side of that and letting it stall in the slow water to the side. I still have that single nymph on. And here's a rainbow. Still waiting for one of the big ones that I know are in here, but it's okay. Ooh, this is a pretty fish. He's got all sorts of spots. Kind of leopard-like. Connor's doing double duty. He's running the camera and also spotting some fish for Alex. So he's up on a little cliff and guiding Alex into some fish that are sitting out in the current here. There you go. Nice. That was perfect. First cast through the better spot, and looks like you got a rainbow. All while I'm sitting here eating my sandwich. Practicing my good manners and talking with my mouth full. Good job, Alex. Whoa, there you go. All right, Alex just got a fish out of this pod. of trout that Connor had spotted. So now it's my turn. And they're just kind of sitting right on the edge of this seam of fast current here. The temperature is such that, there we go, right away. Temperature is such that the fish aren't really out in the super fast water, but they're just off the seam in the slower water. Fly's already out. Nice little rainbow. And the fish is back too. Let's see if I can get another one right away. Whoop. I don't know if that was bottom or a fish, but something stopped my sider. There we go. Another little rainbow. This guy seems to have had a bit of a rough fight with somebody, missing some scales. All right, back you go. There we go. Switched up to a fly that had a 3.5 millimeter bead, and I got him on the first cast. I think I was just cropping off the ones that were shallow, but hadn't gotten to the ones below yet. Still not quite deep enough in there, I think. Probably need either 2 flies or some more tippet or both. So I'll try out in that center seam in the middle of the river that's a little bit slower. I probably need even more weight for there, but I'll give it a go before I make any other changes. That's a fish. Oh! And I lost him. And that was one of the better fish all day long. I so far have had a bad record with the bigger fish today. I'm not having a hard time landing the small guys, but for whatever reason, those big fish have been spitting the hook. Oh, that's a better fish too. Well, I guess he's not quite as big as I thought, but it's a little bit bigger than what I've been getting. About a 12-inch rainbow or so, 11, 12 inches. But portly. Out you go, fish. I took a very long turn with a few fish here, so now it's Alex's turn again. And he already missed a fish. Missed 2, that's right. Slow it down just a little bit. On your next cast, go hit that water that's a little bit slower out in the center. So, you know, they're 4 or 5 feet across. You'll need to let your back cast come behind you a little bit more. Strip up some of that slack so your sider's out of the water. There you go, that's where you want it, exactly. Uh-huh. Nice. Pretty good fish too. Took the dropper, oh, and it's off. And you broke off. I wonder if your knot wasn't very good. Because you just tied that one, so let's re-rig it.
Try it 2-8. Might end up going to a 3.3. Let's see here. Still silver beads, still quildagon, same size, just up in a bead size. So let's see if that helps. Sweet spot. There's one. Nice. A little heavier. Fish catching comes a little quicker. Now, boom. LDRs. Easy. Try that again. Put it back in the same spot. Perfect speed. Slow. There's another one. Nice. Is the heavier bead, is the more the fish. It's funny how it is. This is what do you call this fish? Is a rainbow trout? Yes, yes. As usual, Devin was right. This river is deceptively pushy. I'll start off with. There's one. Ah! For goodness sakes! You're supposed to land them, Connor. Not just hook them. Anytime you've hooked 3 fish in a row, had them on for a head shake, and they're gone, you should check your hook. That's why a hook file also is the best $250 you could possibly spend. If you are a serious fly fisherman and you don't own a hook file, you are screwing up, especially if you fish manufactured barbless hooks, like many folks in the Euro community do. You need a hook file. It's not a, I'd like to have one, it's you need it. A 50-50 rainbows and cutties in here. Hey, there we go. A little better fish. Actually, I have to land this one. Nice bigger rainbow. And as always, when we're fighting fish with delicate tippets like this, trying to lead him upstream and steer him, use the trout's hydrodynamic nature to get him where we want him to go. He's gonna go this way. It's fine. How in control of this situation am I? Not very. Here we go. I think I can lead him up here. And notice how my rod never came away from being upstream, still upstream. Get some softer water here. And wading in this bedrock is always an adventure. Luckily this is pretty grippy stuff. But nice fish. Light tippet. Rod is bent. Rod is level. Parallel to the bank. Powering him upstream. Get him in close. Nice. Got him. Much better fish. Sweet. Alright, here it comes. That's a fat trout. Pretty sweet.
This isn't great winter water, but there's a little bit of slow stuff here on the side. So I'm gonna give it a few casts before I move across. And there's some slow-ish water on the far bank. I'm hoping that there might be some fish there, but here's one. Oh, there's my net. Another cutthroat. Chill out, buddy. I just want to get the hook out and get you gone. Okay. Okay, so I just caught a fish on the dry dropper, and there's so many small fish surrounding this big fish that I've just taken the dry fly off because he's not rising. And so I want to try and, yep, Yep. I just went to, I basically just kept the midge pupa on, but took the dry fly off so I could get under the fish that were rising. And sure enough, first cast, big fish. Sweet. That's a nice rainbow. Super chromy. Whoa. Come here. Come here, big boy. There we go. Well, it's not quite as big as I thought he was when I looked at him the first time, but it's a bigger rainbow than what I've been catching today, which is nice. This fish was sitting in with some smaller fish that were rising all around it, so I took off the dry fly specifically so I could get under those fish and just left the single midge pupa on. And on the first drift right by him, he took. All right, after I caught that last rainbow, now I'm back fishing near where it was at, but I'm gonna target the fish that are rising this time. So I put back on my midge dry, along with the midge pupa that's below it. And I'm just fishing it on a micro European nymphing leader. And okay, so there's one that just rose. Oh, well, he missed my dry fly. He didn't even get it in his mouth. I watched it take it.
We'll go back and watch the
There we go. And I've got a double. Yeah, the good old dry dropper double. Oh, well, that's one way to get him in the net. The one on the dry fly fell off the fly. Two small cutthroats here, two Bonneville cutties, one that ate my midge pupa and one that ate my dry. About to go on their way. It's going now. There's a red light.
Serious.
Connor, what was your favorite thing about today?
I like the opportunity to fish dry flies today.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, we didn't catch a lot of big fish today. In the past, I have caught some pretty good fish and good numbers of them in this canyon. And for whatever reason, we mostly just saw small fish today. But the cool part was a lot of those fish were rising, so we got to catch them on midge dries, and that's always a treat. And apparently Alex decided he must not have wanted to be in the film today because he went and fished down below us, so maybe he caught all the big fish, I don't know. We haven't seen him in a couple hours, and we're starting to worry about him. Hopefully he's all right. We're going to go find out after this.
Go check for some mountain lion tracks or something.
Yeah, make sure he didn't get chased down by a predator. Or a crazed man.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a great day. It's funny in the winter just how short these days are. You know, we got kind of a late start this morning. It was a long drive, and then we had a few camera issues to work through when we got there, and all of a sudden the day's already almost over. And I hate that, but at the same time, we made the most of it with the time that we did have, so it was fun. And another one of these winter days that I really enjoy. It's just the opportunity to get out and get outside when many other people are not. So I'm grateful for that. Mm-hmm. So thanks for watching this tactical fly fisher tutorial. What do they do, Connor, if they like the video?
You're going to hit that bell icon. If you want to see more of these, please subscribe to the channel. And if you need any fishing supplies or accoutrements, please come to tacticalflyfisher.com.
You heard him right there, tacticalflyfisher.com. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you in the next one.
Stay classy.
Nice.
Stay classy.
Stay classy, San Diego.